Okay, here's a walkthrough of a problem that's going to use unit conversions. It's going to use unit prefixes, and then at the end I'm going to convert my answer to scientific notation. So you can see all of these sort of together. The one thing I want to point out before I get into this is remember that if you're going from something with a prefix to no prefix, that's the easy direction to go. You just replace the prefix with its definition. If you're going the other direction, you're going from no prefix to a unit prefix, then that's the one that you have to do as if you're doing a unit conversion. So we'll see that as I go. Okay, so let's start with a value of 0.04 megameters. You don't hear that very much, but per second. And let's say that we want to convert that into units of millimeters per hour. Okay, and we're going to use the fact that mega, you can think of that as being defined as times 10 to the 6th, and milli you can think of as being defined as times 10 to the minus 3rd. And then let's just use the straight conversion. Instead of doing it in 2 steps, we'll just say 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. And we're going to give our answer in scientific notation. Okay, so we're going to start out by writing 0.04 megameters per second in the format that we use where you're very clear about what's in the numerator and denominator. So pause the video and start out by writing that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go from, so I'm going to do the megameters to millimeters first, and then I'm going to go seconds to hours after that. But remember that if you're going from one kind of prefix to another kind of prefix, you're first going to go to no prefix and then go from no prefix to the second one. So the first job we have to do is to go from megameters to meters. So pause the video and do that. Okay, and the way that should work is, I'm just going to write this again. In place, since we're going from a prefix to no prefix, I'm just going to replace this mega with its meaning. So I'm going to write this as 0.04 times 10 to the 6th meters. Whoops. Okay, so that's why I say that's the easy direction. And we still have seconds in the denominator. So now, by just replacing the big M, the mega, with times 10 to the 6, now we're in units of meters per second. Now for the next step, we're going to go from no prefix to the prefix of millimeters. So pause the video and see if you can figure out what kind of conversion you need to go from meters to millimeters. Okay, so the way to go about this is we are going to, since we're going from no prefix to a prefix, we're going to do it as a unit conversion. So you can think of 1 millimeter as being equal to 1 times 10 to the minus 3rd meters. And then you're just going to use the conversion factor that cancels out the unwanted units. So I'm going to write this as 1 millimeter is equal to 1 times 10 to the minus third meters. Okay, here the milli has the meaning of times 10 to the minus third. And if you do these cancellations here, you can see that now our length units are millimeters instead of meters. Our meters are all canceled out. And then we want to convert seconds to hours. We'll do this also as a unit conversion. 3,600 seconds is equal to 1 hour. You have your seconds in the numerator here to cancel what you started with, seconds in the denominator. So those cancel. And now the units we have left are millimeters per hour. And all we have to do is this division now to get the number. Okay, so 0.04 times 10 to the 6th times 3,600 divided by 1 times 10 to the minus third. By the way, that's the same thing as multiplying by 10 to the positive third, if you remember your exponent rules. And we get an answer of, I'm going to write this out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I get 144, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And the units here are millimeters per hour. And now the last thing we have to do is express this in scientific notation. So pause the video here and see if you can express this in scientific notation. Okay, so to me, the way to do this is we want to move the decimal point. Remember, in scientific notation, you only have one non-zero digit before the decimal point. So here we're moving the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 places. Okay. So we know that the first part of our scientific notation is going to be 1.44. And we know that it's going to be either times 10 to the 11th or 10 to the negative 11th. Well, is this number we started with, does it have a magnitude bigger than 1? Or does it have a magnitude smaller than 1? This is way bigger than 1, so that means that the exponent is going to be positive. And we get our final answer of millimeters per hour, 1.44 times 10 to the 11th millimeters per hour.